How do you see this working with fitness professionals?
So the CBD helps with like better decision making, focus, and also making like decisions quickly. So it helps to the recovery. It helps you recover quicker, better, and more completely between your workouts. The longer you take it to, the better your mind gets. It's crazy how good you get just at this, just having that focus and that edge to just be a champion.
Hey, fitness fans, welcome back to the Future of Fitness podcast and interview series. I'm your host, Eric Malzone, and this is episode number 51, and I talked to A.W.O.L Morentin. He is the founder and CEO of MOVIDA Oils, and his product is a little bit controversial still, but I'm really excited to talk about it on the show. It's cannabinoids, otherwise known as CBD oils, and there's a lot of things to consider if you are a health and fitness professional, and I'm from California, so this isn't anything new to me. I've known about it for a long time, but it's taking the field by surprise, really. So before I get into more details on Al and his story, which is a good one, I want to call you to action. So if you're a fitness professional and you're listening to this, I want you to head over to Facebook and I want you to search out the Modern Fitness Pro. It's our closed Facebook group. Doug Holt and I are the moderators, and our goal for that is to add a ton of value for you, the modern fitness professional, from business strategy, mindset, digital marketing, technology, all of that. That's our goal. And it's a great community of over 2,000 fitness professionals from all over the world. So get on it, go check it out. It's the Modern Fitness Pro closed Facebook group. So talking about Al. Al is his own patient zero. So his business, he could have retired. He's been in the fitness industry for a long time, but he decided not to because he found a cure for his own ailment. So glaucoma, literally blind in one eye. And after a period of time with regular treatment with CBD oil, he was relieved. Not only that, he was also relieved of his migraines. So the guy's a firm believer in the power of CBD oil. And, he talks about how fitness professionals could be taking advantage of this wave because it's a big one. It's really, they call it the green rush. And there's a lot of information in here. There's a lot of calls to action that can benefit you directly. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is episode number 51. This is A.W.O.L Morentin of MOVIDA Oil. Hey, fitness fans, welcome back to the Future of Fitness podcast and interview series. I'm your host, and today I have a very, very special guest and interesting topic. And I want to introduce you to A.W.O.L Morentin. A.W.O.L, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course, man. I'm a fan of what you do from afar, and I'm really excited to talk about this topic because I think it's now enough in the mainstream, through the news and obviously legalization in different states, that we can talk about this in a broad scope. And so let's do this. Let's talk about your story because I think it's really interesting and really sets the background for what you do now.
Well, I have glaucoma and it has migraines that go along with that. So it's a painful kind. About 5 years ago, I discovered how to manage my glaucoma. I'm a holistic health practitioner. I have been for 31 years. So, it took me 17 years to find out how to manage the glaucoma, and I did it with cannabis oils and some Ayurvedic herbs and some other things, But I had success for like 3 years, and then we lost our supply, right? And within 7 days, within 3 days, I went into pain cycles every day, like hardcore migraines. Wow. And then within 7 days, I went completely blind in my right eye. And I was like that for almost 3 days. I found another source. And then, once I found that, I started the company that day. Like I said, I'm never going to run out again, right? So, but I started to see shadows shortly after, like little gray shadows, and I knew I was going to get my eyesight back. I started this thing called Glaucoma Hope and started charting videos every day and everything. And long story short, today, I could see better than I have in more than a dozen years. And I think it's day 262 or day 263 without migraines after having at least one a week since I was in high school.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I'm the only one in the world that's managing his glaucoma with success, with or without medication, and with or without cannabis oils.
Wow. And just to let everybody know, too, who's listening, you're located in the Southern California area, right?
Yes.
Awesome. And I like how you termed yourself patient zero.
Yes. Yeah, I depend on our products more than anybody.
Yeah, and that's huge. I mean, the thing in entrepreneurialism, that's the hardest word for me. You see people who scratch their own itch and solve their own problem, and you've definitely done that. And so I've been a proponent of marijuana and CBD for quite some time. One of the things, it's an interesting story, and we'll segue a little bit more into what you're doing now. But when I owned a gym in Santa Barbara, I had a client who, was out of the military, couldn't sleep, high stress and anxiety levels, and just, essentially post-traumatic stress. Right. Mm-hmm. And, he started in, he met with me, and I said, you should, I don't know anybody locally, but if you can find this, and when it was medically licensed, I'm like, you should try CBD oil. And the combination of that with doing regular exercise, that's CrossFit-ish. He came in, I remember 30 days later, he's like, this changed my life. This combination changed my life. I'm sleeping. I'm able to have relationships now, all kinds of things that trickle from this. And it's just not something that, should be feared anymore. It should be embraced, and it should be understood. And so how have you, tell me about your company and the growth of your company in the last recent few years.
So the cool thing about me is I'm like a key person of influence across the United States, in not just in cannabis, but in holistic health and wellness, right? So I was able to bring the CBD and the cannabis into that umbrella with me, sort of, and it's just like another essential nutrient, right? And I have thousands of people that have been through my programs and stuff, that are able to to say, hey, they trust me already. So I have a community that embraces it, and then that allows me to go out into other avenues as well. Like gyms and things like that. Fitness and the weekend warriors and all that kind of stuff. But I have a talk that I do, and I'm actually just started writing a book for the same title. It's called "Stop the Confusion: The Truth About CBD," and it is amazing. It changes people's lives, in that little 45-minute talk. It's awesome.
Right on. So, what is the truth about CBD? I think there's a lot of people out here who probably just don't know what it is, or don't understand the difference between THC, CBD. Maybe they just all think it's pot. What is it?
Well, just quickly, it's one of the cannabinoids. There's over 100 of them. They all have some sort of benefit, just like a whole plant kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. But the CBD, basically you have an endocannabinoid system inside of you, right? And it has receptors. So it's like one of the systems in your body is like your lymphatic system or whatever. And if it's not being fed, then you're going to operate suboptimally, So no matter how good you feel, you just haven't had the opportunity to feel better. Just like when people do our 21-day reset, they don't know how bad off they're doing until they do this. And they're like, wow, I didn't know it was possible to feel this good, right? So you take that in, and the biggest thing it does is it reduces inflammation and releases pain. So then it heals, right?
Okay. Reduces inflammation and pain. Got it.
Yep.
Sorry, you cut out that for a second, so I just want to repeat that to the listeners. So you have this amazing background within health and fitness and the industry. How do you see this working with fitness professionals?
Oh, okay. So that's a really good question. So the CBD, it also helps with mental clarity too. Okay. So it's like a missing link to vibrant health and mental clarity. So it helps with better decision making and focus, and also making decisions quickly, which a lot of athletes need, and especially with CrossFitters and things like that, where those complex movements, you need to make split-second decisions, right? Mm-hmm. So it helps the recovery. It helps you recover quicker, better, and more completely between your workouts, so you're not at a disadvantage when you come into the next one. You're fully recovered, and you could attack it better, and you just become a better athlete, right? And then, like you said, the mental aspect, the longer you take it to, the better your mind gets. It's crazy how good you get just at just just having that focus and that edge to just to be a champion, right? So with that, it allows, and it works, right? It works like badass. We have like hundreds and hundreds of testimonials. So you give it, so when when the clients take it, they just get that huge benefit like yours did, right? And it helps the gym owners to retain their clients longer. It's a huge revenue stream it could almost match or even surpass what they're paying monthly, for their semi-private training, things like that. Remember, right. I was a gym owner for 28 years.
Wow.
So I've developed different kinds of ways to market it, to sell to the clients, because I understand that. I had like semi-private training, personal training, all the different things. So that's another advantage of our company. Period. Is I know how to make things therapeutically active, so our stuff works. But I also understand how like gym owners and wellness owners, wellness center owners, how their clients think.
Yeah. How would you, if you were still a gym owner or a fitness professional, how would you position this to your clients? How would you start that conversation of like, hey, here's something I think you should try?
Well, just I would do it through that talk, definitely. But basically, it's just telling them it's like that missing link to mental clarity and vibrant health,
Okay.
And then literally the best thing to do is you have like a little starter thing, like a 10-day sample thing,
mm-hmm.
and just say, hey, take this, and if they're working out and they're feeling any kind of soreness, they're going to feel the recovery so much better. Like it works. They'll come back and say, okay, I'm sold. Give me some of this.
Yeah.
And it's that badass. It's weird. Like I had a thing 2 months ago. It's called A Night at MOVIDA HQ, where all our practitioners came in and they told stories about the different people they're helping, right? Like from hardcore, cancer, lupus, Parkinson's, glaucoma, things like that, to regular people with neuropathies and little fibromyalgia and things like that, to recovery. And It's just amazing, like all the different success that's around.
Wow. So what are some of
it's huge.
I'm curious about some of the more prominent or, I guess more the tougher diseases. Like what are some of the higher end diseases that CBD can help with symptoms or even curing?
Well, obviously glaucoma, cancer, and then there's like I mean, like you can't say it cures anything really because of the way the FDA and everything, and it really doesn't, right? So, just the way to get that conversation going is it helps to put your body into a healing state, and then and your body is able to heal itself of whatever is going on, whether it be cancer or lupus or diabetes. All these different things can be helped. Blood pressure, all kinds of stuff. And like for instance, with one of the guys that's the biggest proponent of our stuff, he sells at the Orange Farmers Market. He's a baker, and he actually he started taking ours because it helped his friend, and he's like, okay, I'm going to take it too. He passed out at the farmers market a couple weeks ago, like 3 Sundays ago, and they're like, what the hell is going on? They determined that his blood pressure is normal now, and the 2 blood pressure medications he was on brought his blood pressure down too low, so that's why he passed out.
Oh, wow.
And so they took him off that stuff because he doesn't need it anymore. And then this last weekend, he told me that he's off of 2 arthritis medications now. So that's 4 medications that he's off of just from taking the CBD.
Oh, that's amazing. It makes me so happy.
Changing nothing else.
Yeah. It's great. Do you think, okay, so what do you think if this thing goes mainstream in the next 10 years with the United States? What do you think, what's going to happen? Like, is the pharma industry eventually going to step in? Are they either going to try to take control of it, or are they going to fight it? Like, what's happening already? I guess that would be a better indicator of what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah, well, they're trying to do some stuff, to get it like as a pharmaceutical, right?
Okay.
And That's why I'm such a big proponent right now. I was almost like semi-retired when I had My Fit Life over in Fullerton, and I won Small Business of the Year and everything with my gym and everything. But I was like that. But with this, it's my eyesight, so I don't want it to go away, and I want it to be. It's an essential nutrient to me. I want it to be on the shelves of friggin' NutriShop and whatever, GNC and stuff, So I actually like. Our stuff is a cannabis plant that is had the THC sort of bred out of it, so it's can actually legally be called hemp, right? And so it's grown on hemp licensed farms. So I'm actually trying to create a new category called medicinal hemp to get away from the industrial hemp and to get away from the stigma of cannabis. Right. So it helps people to understand what it is too. Right. So like this is medicinal hemp. It's made to help you to overcome the condition that you have. And that's all you have to tell people. Right. They understand that. It's like, oh, okay, give me some of that. Let me try it out. Let me see if it works, whatever. But they're willing to do that. And I think that if we could do that and get that medicinal hemp category, get people to understand how valuable it is, that it's not harmful. There's no harmful side effects. Only good things happen to you, mentally and physically, that it'll be able to be kept away from the pharmaceutical and be put on the shelves. That's what I'm fighting for.
Awesome. Yeah, I love it. I love what you're doing. So there's a lot, if people are listening right now, they're probably wondering, if you're outside of California, can you access this? Can you get your products, or is it just certain states that where it's fully legal, or is it, how's that work?
So that's an excellent question. So since our stuff is from the hemp licensed farms and extracted on those farms and formulated by me, it's actually legal. And our pure crystalline CBD, the capsules, tinctures, and everything else, that's where 99% of our success stories are from. And that stuff could be shipped all over the U.S. It's shipped all over the U.S. It's been shipped into Thailand, Australia, and England, and inspected on the way in. Yeah, so they knew what it was. It wasn't like we hid it in a shoe or something, It was like labeled as CBD and shipped over there properly.
Right.
So
one of those fake.
Yeah.
Like one of those things.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about. So,
but yeah, we like probably about 40% of our customers are outside of California.
Okay. Oh, that's great. So you're global, Al, essentially.
Yeah,
rad.
Definitely. Cool. And then also that brings up another thing too, is the biggest thing about the biggest problem about two big problems about the cannabis oils and stuff like that is, one, they're so concentrated that they get you super high, but the CBD doesn't get you high, right? This is THC stuff. Okay. So it just makes you feel better inside your own skin, gives you that clarity. But so that's all the good stuff, but there's no high. So that's the awesome part about it.
Right.
The good thing about my company is that I've been doing this for 31 years. I've been a holistic health practitioner. I've been working with farmers that whole time, right? So I've developed relationships with farmers to where I have a consistent supply of high grade, a material to where I could produce stuff to scale. I could produce the oils to scale, because most of the time when you go somewhere to get cannabis oils, it's like, oh yeah, that worked. You go back and it's like, oh yeah, wait for my next crop to come in, or wait for whatever, or that person's not even around anymore. Like, I'm not going anywhere because I need it for my eyes, and I need that consistent supply of biodynamically grown, products that we could extract and formulate properly, so it could go out to the masses, and so we have that proper supply. Because we want to take care of people.
Yeah.
One other thing that's a differentiating factor with us that we started tomorrow. Actually, I'm launching this thing called the MOVIDA Buyers Club. All right, and it's called the MBC, the MOVIDA Buyers Club. And what it is we're creating a community to where we want people to actually succeed with our products. Because a lot of times people are like, okay, they buy it and they're like, what the hell do I do with it? Whatever. So, or they can go to like a practitioner, but there's not a lot of practitioners. The cannabis practitioners aren't holistic health practitioners per se, and they're not as well versed. So I'm bringing in like cannabis practitioners that are certified through the state of California. Like, so there's only 12 recognized in the state of California, and we have 3 of them. And then we have another one that has some other certifications, and it's we're doing consultations for people that join our club. It's a really small little yearly fee, whatever. But like we're doing like a health history type of thing, just like you would at a gym, right? When you like the initial intake, and then doing a 10-minute follow-up that they don't have to do it, but it's there for them. If they have a condition, if they get an injury or something, because we're experts at recovery and all that kind of stuff, and the CBD and the other things help with that. So it's super beneficial for them, but it's a differentiating factor, and that's something that, like any gym owner that sells product through our product through their gym, their clients would have access to that.
Right.
It's really, really cool, and something you can't find anywhere else, like literally. And then also, one other cool thing that's for the gym owners too is we actually put on the bottles, like, distributed by West Coast CrossFit or wherever,
Mm-hmm.
and so they know to come back to you, even if they leave your gym, they can come back to buy your stuff because they need it, and then they're like, why the hell did I leave here? Let's come back, kind of thing.
Brand loyalty for sure. Yeah, that's great, man. And I think the big thing that a lot of people need to know about CBD oil, because I'm sure education is still lacking, is that you're not going to walk around stoned. You're not. It's just purely medicinal. It's just like it's like a lot of other supplements. It's not, you can take it, in the morning, you can take it, any point in the day, and you're not going to sit here and just be completely mind numbed, and that's a big factor. Most people relate it. They're like, oh, it's cannabis. It's just going to get me stoned. I'm going to lose my job. I
have a good example of that. So there's a woman that's doing a documentary on me because of my story and the fast growth of my company. She's like done like documentaries for like not documentaries, but like shows on Netflix and stuff like that, like Ice Road Truckers and etc. But she had a producer and a director in my loft the other day, and about 2 months ago, and we have a vape version as well,
Okay.
and they took a vape hit of the CBD, right? And they were just sitting there, and they looked confused, and they're like smiling, but like, and we're like, what's going on? It's like, well, we feel good, but we're not high. We don't feel a head change. I'm not used to that. Like, it's like, yeah, you could feel good without being high,
Right.
They're like, oh, it's like you have to. People like they don't believe it's possible what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I personally know it's great. It's helped me sleep better. I haven't tried your product yet, but as soon as we get off this recording, I'm gonna be hitting you up for sure. So let's get into that. So what are the costs? What are, how does that work? What is it? What are the prices that people would pay if they want to be on like tell me about the cost.
The price of the products?
Yes.
Okay, so there's different price points because we have like tinctures and capsules and stuff like that. The capsules, the ones that the general fitness would use, they're generally the retail price is $2 a piece, right? The Movida Buyers Club price brings it down to like $1.50 a piece,
Okay.
And for the end user kind of thing, and then because you get 25% off. And then the tinctures are like the healthy blend tincture, which is what the general fitness would use. That thing is $80 and $60 for the Movida Buyers Club price. Okay. So it's doable pricing. It's but it's the people that could afford personal training and things like that. Are going to be able to afford this. It comes in like super high-end packaging as well, so it looks awesome and it draws people in. It's a specialized glass that only allows in 2 spectrums of light, so it preserves things 9 times longer. So you don't need to put any preservatives inside the capsules. The packaging is actually the preservative.
Smart.
So everything is as pristine as could be, So it's pretty awesome.
That is awesome. So if I'm listening and I'm a fitness professional or gym owner, or even just a consumer, maybe somebody who wants to try it. What's like the first steps? Can people order a sample box to try it for themselves before they give it to their clients? Or how do you recommend that process works?
Well, you just, Yeah, it's always good to try it out first and stuff like that. But yeah, you would just talk to me, and so you can answer any questions, and then get some samples out to the person and to the gym owner, and just go from there. Because yeah, especially if they're working out too, which they should be, like practice what you preach kind of thing.
Yep.
And but yeah, they'll notice it. They'll notice the difference. Like it's like we're that confident about it. It's crazy. Like the success stories seem almost fake. It's like sometimes it's really, really interesting.
Yeah. I'm excited to hear some of the success stories. Do you have any high profile people that we would know of that are proponents of the CBD oils?
Of CBD oils?
Yeah, or CBD in general.
There's a lot of them, they're like locally, like John Sally, he was at Laker. He's he was just at the NBA All-Star weekend was this weekend. So there's a ton of them there. But he's a huge proponent. He was at the Cannabis Social this last weekend. There's Craig Robinson actually is a customer of ours. He's was on the Office.
Yeah. Okay.
And so yeah, he's a customer of ours. There's a lot of different actors on MOVIDA. The producers for Jay Leno's Garage. They're taking our stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So where do people go to find you, Al?
MOVIDAoils.com.
Okay.
And then on social media, at MOVIDA Oils for Instagram and Facebook. Okay.
Awesome. And that's MOVIDA with an M as in Michael, just to let people know, MOVIDA. And is that a plant behind you, by the way?
There is a plant. It's not a cannabis plant.
Oh, okay. I've been staring at it for the last 23 minutes. I was like, is that? Oh, cool. Anyway, so yeah, Al, this is awesome. I hope people take some action and they contact you and they at least open their minds a little bit to what the possibilities are, because this could be a huge revenue stream for fitness professionals in a win-win, because you truly be helping your clients by opening their eyes to this oil. Because frankly, the pharmaceutical industry and what's going on in this country is a hot mess. And
yes,
this is a very, clean supplement that does a lot of good, and it's nothing to be feared. I hope people start to turn that around and go away from the days of reefer madness and into the modern age, where this is real science. There's science.
Yes.
And it's great. So I applaud everything you're doing. And I'm sure you and I will be talking in the future, if not right after this recording. And thanks, Al.
Right on. Thank you.
Hey, fitness fans, don't leave yet. This is your host, Eric Malzone, and I want to personally thank you for your support and listening to the Future of Fitness podcast and interview series. If you have a few minutes, I would greatly appreciate if you went to iTunes and gave us a favorable rating, as well as go to our YouTube channel and subscribe there. That'd be fantastic. If you know of anybody who'd be a great fit for this show as a guest, please hit me up at eric@fitnessmarketingalliance.com. That's Eric with a C. Also, I have 3 questions for you. Number 1, are you a fitness professional who's been in the industry for over 7 years? Question number 2, do you have an online revenue stream or multiple online revenue streams? Question number 3, are you ready to break loose from your local market and take advantage of all of the opportunity out there in the online world? If you are, I want you to go to fitnessmarketingalliance.com/mastermind. This will lead you to our Level Up Mastermind group and all the information that you need to know. This is a group for high-level thinkers within the industry who are ready to break free. So go check it out. It's fitnessmarketingalliance.com/mastermind. Let us know if you have any questions. Thank you again for listening. I greatly appreciate your support. We'll keep it up from our end as well.